Alright, and we, instead of like paying, what, 60 euros for the 60 euros for the remastered version, even if now more or less have a computer that would actually run it, like what did they add to it, like kilogram of stones to require much bigger CPU to run it. It does look better, that much is provided, but like bought the original game for what, like 10 euros, so that was cost effective. We did have the original game, do think, on disc, but the disc is somewhere, so just bought the Game of the Year edition on Steam, and now next had the minor issue to resolve that it didn't like task switching at all, so put it in a window, because it's in any case it's not such great graphical detail that we would be missing too much by running a window media desktop, which also took like ini configuration to actually get the window to move from the top left corner. So now it's more or less can also read the chat on the big screen. So technically, actually, this is pretty good overall situation. So we have like A, the game runs. B, started it already by configuring the looks of the kasheet, because that of course takes a while, and noted how rough the textures actually are. It's like didn't even remember that the character textures were that rough, but it's not surprising when one considers the era the game came originally out and the overall technical solutions at that time, as far as like ability to push texture both VRAM and mapping wise, was not that high. So not totally surprised that the character textures are more or less somewhat less detailed, but otherwise it actually looks surprisingly good for the age, because the game is after all already starting to push easily second decade time wise. So let's load the save from the Imperial prison and see how far we get, if the game agrees to again also. So graphics, it did actually work when tried it out earlier, which took a while. So let's see if we do get capture again, or have to first of all look at resolving that, which would not be a total surprise. Yes, so that's very good thing to see, first of all, that we actually do get video, which is an excellent start, like at least no major problems this far, which is also like the old Bethesda games were, as someone put it, allergic to task switching. If you have the full screen mode, you task switch away from it, it just crashes immediately. The task is just gone, so it's like mildly limiting when one considers usual use in this respect. So I did put it in a window, and now can actually also read the chat, so that's a good start in that respect. So let's then switch over and see how this starts out for us. And indeed, again doing almost on schedule, which is also somewhat unusual. Simply took a bit longer to actually set up the game and otherwise get ready to stream here, so that's also very good. So there we go, and actually it fits the format rather well, so we should have. Let's just load the autosave and immediately probably do proper save also. There we are. So let's do proper save. There we go, and then
Wake up, kitty, kitty. That's it. There's a rat in
indeed,
my
always
a fat
always the Kashid is considered very.
Is the kitty? You'd better take whatever you can get in here, Kashid. They don't feed the new prisoners. Didn't you know? First, they starve you. Then, they beat you. Then, if you're lucky.
That's very motivating.
That's right.
Motivating fellow prisoner.
Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
Lock that door behind us. We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
My job right now is to get you to safety. What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
Then we of course stand back properly.
Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you.
And then we have Mr.
Let me see
Bigman
your face.
himself.
You are the one from my dreams. Then the
At least
stars
it's
were
pleasant
right.
to hear that he dreams of the Kashidi.
Gods
So
give me strength.
that's at least positive.
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route.
Secret
chance,
escape route
the
just
entrance to
always
that escape
happens
route
to lead
leads
through
through
our
our
jail cell. And certainly the Kashid did nothing.
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will
Indeed,
remember.
that is not what you will be remembered for. The Kashid did nothing.
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too
Indeed,
shall
Mr.
serve her in
Fancy
your own
Pants.
way. You will find your own path. Take care. There will be blood and death.
And the
before you.
famous quote, there will be blood and death before
Please,
the end.
we must keep moving.
Very generic, like you make a prediction,
Close this one. There's no way to open
like
it
in
without the
conspiracy tapes, Flat Earth. I made a prediction, it was only 6.7 degrees wrong, thus Flat Earth. So it's pretty much the same level of prediction, there will be death and blood. Yeah, there will be blood. So, now can we pick up, like, we can get a cup, or at least, if knew the controls, like, it's so long since have actually played this, that apparently can punch at the cup. We also got fatigued from punching at air, so do like the manacles though. They look very good at Kashid arms do think the nice manacles. So let's actually see what are like the controls for, like, it doesn't really even provide any. Alright, what is activate space, block left, alt cast, C, ready weapon, F, sneak left, control run, left shift, always run, caps, auto move, Q, jump E, change view, R, journal tab, wait, T, quick save, quick load, grab. Alright, grab is G, so we actually do most probably have to use that to grab the cup. It moves, but how do we actually pick it up, like into inventory? maybe unready the weapon. Alright, we can just move the cup. Yeah, do not think taking prison utensils along is anyway the best thing ever. Alright, this looks quite old comparatively. At least not them new fancy buildings. So let's keep moving further. Alright, and here's Mr. Emperor going. Protect yourself. Alright, there wasn't that much trouble.
Sorry, sire. Have to keep moving. Could they be waiting for us here? Don't know. It's too late to go back now. Don't worry, sire. We will get you out of here.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades. I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
To ready your weapon or fists, push F to attack, push first button to block, push... Yeah, the block looks very... Alright, and now we are already in trouble, so... Alright, that wasn't very long fight. Do we have more rats? Yes, we have more rats. Alright. You need a weapon. Check Captain Reload's body. To open any container, approach it and push space when its name appears. Alright, good, the game has controls tutorial, because it is so long since I've played anything else than Elder Scrolls Online. Alright, we have steel short sword and a torch. Very good, and not much else. We can sort the inventory, but there's nothing else. He looks better equipped, like, yeah. To bring up your tuner, push tab. You can use this to view your character's attributes, equip armor and weapons, and choose spells. Sure. Click on the fist icon at the bottom of the tuner to bring up the inventory tab. From here you can equip armor and weapons by clicking on them. Alright, and we have the old Khajiit model, which looks quite fun. It's feline and very old school. And we have the very elegant prisoner outfit with the manacles and very low quality pants, which even have a hole, and nice striped tail, so it's not bad at all. Do like the dreads also with the Khajiit. They look surprisingly good even for the age of the game. Also looks like the shirt isn't highest quality ever. It has also a few holes, so would say that need higher quality clothing one of these days. So inventory. There we are. We are wearing sackcloth pants, sandals, shirt, and wrist irons, which of course are the best thing ever. There we go. And can we also use the torch? Yes. Now this looks already very professional. Alright, and here are the opponents. Mr. Assassin. Alright, Mythic Dawn hood and robe would look better than the prisoner clothing, and we get also a weak healing potion and spare robe and hood. Sure. That should look considerably better. Sneaky Kashid looks much more convincing than with the sackcloth pants, like secret sneaky Kashid with the ropes. Looks much more high quality. Good idea to also save the game here. High quality Kashid with the ropes and all, clearly. So let's then see how far downwards we go. At least the rats were pretty easy to dispatch, even with the fists, which is kind of questionable also. Like, have you ever tried punching a rat? How well did that go? The rat is quite agile, unlike usually you're not, which is one of the kind of overall facts that the realism comparatively in this kind of things may be mildly limited in terms of, like, can you actually do that? Maybe. But caveat emptor. Alright, we have even more of these, so more spare ropes and hoods. Wow. And a weak potion of sorcery. It's good to have some spare ropes. Do remember back in the day, one of her complained like that you can't remove down to nothing, which is of course, yeah, like, of course you can't in this kind of normal game undress any further than that. There may be some mods do think, like some have quite extreme amount of mods. Do remember, like, one was streaming Skyrim and it was like, there was also a Renamon. Stopped watching at that point, like, yeah, the game has been modded a bit much to this one's enjoyment. In this case we actually do not have any mods proper, only the, like, Game of the Year expansions which come with the game. Someone might argue that you should have this mod and that mod, a bit like there was back in the day when played Skyrim in general. There was the fluff who especially said that you have to have like the mod that makes the dragons harder, and was like, the dragons are already hard enough. The rats didn't apparently. Rat meat, doesn't seem very enticing. Oh, hello there, Tiga. Let's greet you properly. Though it also sounds kind of characteristic for Kashid to eat rat meat, so do not think it's the best meat ever and or might have some maladious effects. Let's take rat meat along anyway, because that's very logical. You get rat meat, so of course you have to carry the rat meat along. Hello there, Tiga. Good to see you. And indeed, we are doing original Oblivion, because as joked, like, have a computer to run it now that have also the RTX 5080, but it's like the remastered one cost like 60 euros and this cost like 10 euros. So what? It's a no-brainer. Alright. Let's return to the game. And see what we find. We of course can't go to the Imperial Subterranea. And also able to read the chat directly on screen, because windowed the game as it didn't work very well with task switching. So feel free to chat also more in the sense that do not need to look sideways to see the chat, but rather it's directly available. So small crate. Alright, it contains lockpicks, extra torches, and a club, but it's like one. It has like, and what does the current weapon also has 1, but is it like damage or what? Somehow do not think the club will be a better choice, so let's not carry every possible trash. Alright, that was pretty easy. We can slice at the rat also, like actively a bit more. Alright, and some rat meat. We of course pick up the rat meat. Kashiti. This game actually looks a bit better than remembered or expected by the character textures. It actually looks better than what was the idea that had, like what this would be overall. So actually positively surprised. Alright, the chest contained gold and rusty iron war axe. Very well. And this goes back to where we came from, so. And here we have an expired adventure book. Alright, scales. Whatever we do with scales, sure. Surprising item to go adventuring with. Iron arrow, rusty iron dagger. Alright, rough leather boots, rough leather cuirass. Alright, more lockpicks, more torches. Do think the ropes are actually pretty stylish. So let's pick these up. But rusty iron dagger, sure. I'm sure if we do much with these, like at this point, we can pick up even more weapons as long as we are not encumbered. Rough leather shield. Now that you have arrows, pick up the bow and practice using it. Alright, there's also a shield available. Alright, that would jump. To use a bow, you'll need to have the bow and some arrows equipped. Alright. Now we have bow and arrows equipped, and still think the red ropes look very dashing. The bucket near the well will make a good target to draw and aim. Push L button, release it when you're ready to fire. Sure. There's the bucket, so. You can retrieve arrows from the world. Yeah. Let's have another practice shot. Surprisingly good accuracy for like having never shot the bow. There we go. Let's try the war axe. And we could also wear armor proper. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that also looks quite nice. Do still prefer the ropes though. Looks convincing. We also. Alright, you actually can't wear the wrist irons with anything else. That's kind of simplistic design. It's either wrist irons or rope. Very interesting. So let's still wear the rope and try the axe. That's very convincing, like big swing. Goblin Shaman has also had. Alright, they also have a club. Books, Chameleon and Flashbolt. Sure, these have sale value. Iron key and more lockpicks. Did we already check out the chest here? You have a lockpick, you can try to pick most locks. Move the pick upward into a tumbler. When the tumbler reaches top of the lock, click the left mouse button to secure it in place. When all tumblers are at top, the lock will open. Alright. That was quite easy, comparatively, of all lockpicking. And there's also a sack, which apparently has nothing. Alright. Also the skeleton had nothing left. Would be nice to take the skull along though, but not available. Alright. The barrel contains also more iron arrows, more rusty iron daggers, more lockpicks. Even if we tend to be like very good trash hoarders, we are not going to quite hoard everything possible. Does the bucket contain anything? Apparently not. Right, then it's time to go through the door and do think the iron key from the Goblin Shaman worked. Yes, door opened with the iron key. Now practice casting spells. To cast your selected spell, push C. If you want to change spells, push tab to bring up your journal again. Click on the spell icon at the bottom of the journal to bring up magic tab. Right. Alright, whichever is the spell icon, because these are like... Do we need to read the book or something? Alright, that's the spell icon. Fire damage. 20 points on target. Sure, do not think we will be much of a spellcaster, but in any case, there we are. And then C should cast the spell, so yeah. Fire. Would be also a good point to save the game explicitly. And there we go. Alright, we have more rats. More rat meat. Alright, there isn't much there. That rat. Rats decided to take off. Alright, we are facing something else. Like really. And also expired to the zombie. That was pretty effective. Like what? Maybe next time we throw the fireball at the zombie. Because the axe didn't seem exactly that convincing. Let's try again. Alright. That was a different. Your plant skill increased. So now we can pick up a skull and start carrying that along. And the rats contain rat meat. We are going to have a big business on the rat meat. This time that went better, so let's save again, and also maybe now could consider the heal minor wounds. Alright, so we can heal oneself then, do think. Yes, it was actually moderately smart to cast healing. And yet another rat, as said, going big on the rat meat. Alright, another chest. Weak potion of respite, weak potion of sorcery, more lockpicks. That didn't even require picking the lock. The amount of inventory items is always convincing in this kind of games. Alright, we again had a rat surprise us, so heal self and move along. More rats. And more rat meat. Going big on the rat meat. Rusty iron shield, that's probably better than the leather shield. We also have some lettuce, a tomato, rusty iron helmet, alright, that's... And we also have a warhammer. That's quite convincing. Rusty iron war axe, we already have one, so... And we are also carrying the best skull of them all, which was the one we got from the zombie we fought, so in that respect also well equipped. Alright, so which way is which? Do you think this way is the one we haven't been at yet? Yep, because it has fresh rats. There we go. That was very aggressive rat. Like ultra aggressive rat. We might benefit from wearing armor, but still like the ropes looks-wise, and in any case, it would be quite logical to wear the ropes over armor, but that is of course not possible. And more rats. The amount of rats is quite convincing. And our rat meat business also going big. Maximum rat meat. Alright, ale. Drain intelligence 1 point, drain willpower 1 point, restore fatigue. So sounds quite precise estimate of beer overall. Drain intelligence and willpower and decrease fatigue. And continue further down the tunnel. More lockpicks. Clearly the amount of equipment given is quite convincing. You can hotkey items and spells from your journal by holding down a number key and then clicking the item you want in that slot. Pressing this number while exploring will equip that item instantly. Maybe for healing potions might be moderately useful. Wood door to natural caverns. Alright, it looks natural, at least it looks very steep. Shears, shovel, yarn. At least shovel sounds useful. Belted vest and cloth. These are probably like what resources. Fortunately you can carry a huge amount of stuff because your carrying capacity is 200. That goblin ahead hasn't seen you yet. You may be able to sneak by him. Go into sneak mode, push left control. Notice that the crosshair changes to an eye while you are sneaking. If the eye is dim, no one can detect you. If the eye is bright, someone can detect you. Yeah, how about you sneak with a torch? That's an interesting experiment, certainly. Like... Your sneak skill increased. Have to say that this is most interesting way to sneak with a torch. So practically you're a moving light source and still they don't notice you. Do not think the goblin is very renowned for their intelligence. Unlike this guy. Who clearly noticed us. Alright. Bear belt and gold. these look sharp, so let's move by them. Is there anything on the other side of this? Just bones. Fair enough. Alright, and we have very easy chest. Yeah, it's very easy because there's only one tumbler to actually move. It contains some free lockpicks. Iron dagger. It's not rusty. Alright, we just made the gold disappear, so wherever that flew. Not the worst loss ever. No intact barrels. It's like a wooden barricade, so alright. Do not think we can really sneak past them if we go behind the barricade. Push logs. Maybe we can cause some havoc. Yeah. Works. One had only lockpicks. Must be the smarter of the bunch. Like has heard that one can pick locks. Again, iron arrows and lockpicks. Weak potion of healing. Weak potion of respite, sure. Is there anything else here? No. Alright. Goblin Berserker, that was clearly quite berserking. They dropped another leather shield. Alright. Certainly good place to save here. Alright, and let's continue. Ah, hello there, Shasta. Good to see you also. Greetings, and indeed we are still in the starting caves. So, and done about 50 minutes. So we'll still do about 40 minutes or a bit more. So there we are. Let's continue then. So, and of course, good to see you here again. Yeah, it's pretty big with more goblins. One probably could sneak through here, but alright, the goblin had some extra rat meat. Still wondering about our rat meat business, like how much we can sell of it. Roasted rat contains more rat meat. Big sales of rat meat coming up or not. Alright, there's just a kind of like fire pit. Yeah, it's especially as noted like that, as noted jokingly like that it's much better deal. Alright, and they have even more rat meat, like let's see if we can sell some rat meat. Probably doesn't sound very valuable. Alright, there's also iron longsword, wow. Lockpicks, repair hammer. We certainly at least pick this up. Currently you have found a repair hammer. Equip it to repair your weapons and armor using your armor skill. Damaged weapons and armor are less effective, so it's wise to keep them in good repair. Sir, you are over encumbered. Let's have a couple of ales, and we have 61 iron arrows. And we have iron warhammer, iron longsword, iron dagger. Whatever weighs a lot. The warhammer at least. We have been using the rusty. We also have some extra everything. These weigh almost nothing. Bear pelt, whatever that is used for other than selling it. We are also lugging the shovel along. Let's try the iron warhammer, looks convincing. Huge. Huge thing. Alright, at least the normal goblin. And even more rat meat. Let's see if this is the way we came or the other way. This is the way we came, so let's also see about if this would be the best thing to use ever. Let's try the rusty iron dagger. Steel sword. That sounds most effective probably. Because it's one hand we could actually also use, do think we could actually also use the rusty iron shield. There we go, looks even more convincing. Also good idea to save here, as we did get rid at least of some of the goblins again. Yeah, now we do have the shield available also to defend with. So I would think that the exit from the goblin thing would be on the other side. Or possibly going down. Alright, there's some extra rats. And some rat meat, which is of course our idea is to sell all the rat meat we can find. Stick fence gate, fancy. Goblin technology. Yeah, taking damage somewhere, alright. That was poorly visible rat. You are over encumbered. Like what, by 1 point? The Warhammer weighs, but it also sells for 60, so. Drink the rest of the ale. Alright. We still need to find where to actually continue through. Is this again the way we came? Doesn't look like it, so let's save here. Even more iron arrows. We have like 61 iron arrows, so. Let's see if we have working torches. We have 29 rat meat. Alright, that looks fancy, a proper building. Apparently our good blades are still wondering here what to do with the Emperor.
Have you seen the prison?
Sire, we have to go now.
Not yet. Let me rest a moment longer.
Alright, Mr. Septim of course is proper presidential age at like 80 plus, like you apparently have to be an octogenarian anywhere to become a major leader. Excluding of course we now have a pretty young pope, so he's been refreshed recently.
Let me rest a moment longer.
Let's see how the.
That prisoner again. Kill him. He might be working with the assassins.
Alright, they were not totally happy at that.
He can help us. He must help us.
As you wish, sire.
Alright.
Closer. I'd prefer not to have to shout. They cannot understand why I trust you. They've not seen what I've seen.
Alright, Mr. Emperor
How
has
can I
seen things.
explain? Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
Yeah, it's like I'm not on good terms with the gods, at least wouldn't claim so. Haven't probably thought about gods much as the Kashiti, because they have kind of their own somewhat unusual deities.
I've served the Nine all my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder, which sign marked your birth?
Oh yeah, the bird signs. This has been indeed a while also since I've played it. Confers 100-point bonus to your magic attribute, but gives you 100% weakness to magic. That's like most excellent. 10 points to willpower and endurance. 10-point bonus to agility, speed and luck. Yeah, like the traditional Kashiti. Alright, there are quite a few of these. 10 points to strength and endurance, quite traditional. Somehow do think movement speed is actually quite nice, so let's just choose that, because these all give like moderate bonuses, so do like the movement speed.
The signs I read show the end of my path. My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
The Emperor is surprisingly like,
Your
yeah,
stars are
necessary
not
end
mine.
will come when
Today
it will
the
come,
steed
sure.
shall speed your progress on the road to destiny.
More like, aren't you afraid to die,
No
might be a
trophies of my
question.
triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour. In this, I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall. My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death. But in your face I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness.
Very well.
With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied. I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me. You shall follow me yet for a while. Then
Somehow
we must
Mr.
part.
Emperor isn't very convinced of getting very far.
You may as well make yourself useful. Carry that torch.
Carry
and
the
stick close.
torch and stick close. Alright, then we can ask about, we already pretty much know, but of course
With
the
Emperor's
character
body,
has to
although I
know.
admit, things are not going according to plan.
Although I admit things are not going according to the plan. Yeah,
My job is to make sure the Emperor gets out of here alive.
very well.
Stick close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
It doesn't actually check if we are carrying torch. More ropes, but we already have so many spares that... Even more lockpicks, sure. Iron arrows, we have already so many that less interested about those.
For the blades and the Emperor!
Alright, there was some fighting. It looks like the Emperor has quite a few opponents. The game doesn't actually even check that we are carrying the torch.
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look. Looks clear. Come on. We're almost through to the sewers. Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side. A trap!
What about that side passage back there?
Worth a try. Let's go.
And then the Emperor walks first, which seems like a slightly bad idea.
They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your...
This one's mine.
Alright, and then they just leave.
And the Emperor!
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings.
Alright, he's still
Take
very
the amulet,
convinced.
Give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
I've scoundrel. No. Talos saved us. We failed. I failed. The blades are sworn to be... The amulet. Where's the Amulet of Kings? Strange. He saw some... They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men.
Somehow that was kind of like very well planned, like leave this one first to guard him, and then he's attacked so quickly that it's impossible to do anything.
He must have given it to you for a reason. Joffrey, he said that? Why? Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral. First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be.
Was supposed to be secret, with the amount of assassins it clearly wasn't.
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced...
You're an experienced knight. Yeah. Don't you say. Alright, acrobat sounds like an interesting class. Agent looks like. This has more classes than actually remembered. The drawings are also very classical. Heavy armor, certainly. Speechcraft. Unsure how convincing a knight, a Khajiit, would be considered. Like, yeah. There are indeed quite a few classes, actually. There's both Crusader and Knight, which is apparently like to rather like heavy armor specialization as usual, so that's actually good enough.
I thought so. A few rats and goblins. You must get the amulet to Joffrey. Take no chances, but proceed to Wayne Priory immediately. Good. The Emperor's truck. I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body and make sure no one follows you. You'd better get...
Alright. Alright, so we can investigate rumors of some apparently useful pirate treasure. Sure, that probably comes from expansion because it outfit a horse with armor at no charge to anyone who presents her with a note like the one that I've found. Alright, so we can also get horse with armor. Do you think that also came from some expansion? Do you think this is then the way we should be going further? Yep, that was the one poor ski fits, so let's do new save. Exit the sewers. According to a mysterious message that's been delivered to me, I've inherited an underground lair called Deep Scorn Hollow. That sounds very promising. Inheritance, like how about you inherit some haunted thing you die in? Alright, that's an interesting acquisition. Alright, recover powerful Daedric artifact. Yep, it's also like we get a lot of apparently do think expansion quest in the format that, yeah, you have also heard that X. Sure. Probably not the first things to do, but so let's then continue into the sewers. Alright, we have done about, let's do at least half an hour more so we get somewhere into the game. So let's first of all elegantly look a bit at the skunk on big screen, and then we of course mini posture check also and more game. So alright. We have inherited even more very worrying sounding Frostcrack Spire. Also sounds like let's get in trouble. Right, there's also castle, we can lift the siege of it. Could we receive a lot of notices in the sewers about inheritances and other excellent work to do once out in the world. So alright, that barrel had no treasure in it, unfortunately. Might like the torch. The shield is of course useful, but visibility wise might prefer the torch, so Amulet of Kings would sell for 1000, so that would be actually very nice. Let's take the iron shield off and instead use the torch. There we go. Immediate visibility improvement. There's another barrel there that's like a proper barrel you can open. Cheese wheel. Most excellent. All the cheese wheels. Then we can probably put the rat meat in the barrel because cheese wheel is 10 times more convincing. Because we would get 29 gold for the rat meat, so let's put rat meat in the barrel. Iron arrow, alright, and extra lockpicks. Flour, alright. The bear belt is also, like, still think that the warhammer is like the least useful thing to lug along. As is also the rusty iron axe, like really. All the rusty items, like why? Let's put those in the box, like why luck around the rusty weapons in mass scale. Incoming, alright. We stopped doing the rat meat business because it was like 1 gold a piece. Alright, and Mr. Goblin had only rat meat to offer. Here we have only broken crates. Alright. There's stairs out of, yeah, there are stairs out of the water, so we can loot them. We got 1 garlic and a silver nugget. It was actually worth climbing down into the sewer to loot them because they actually had like something worth taking. Even more iron arrows and lockpicks. Really. Alright, so there's nothing else here. Let's use the other bridge. This box is also broken. Alright, let's try the long stairs. Well-lit room. So we are probably approaching the surface because we have the very well-lit, like proper manhole cover up there, so let's close the gate behind. Maybe it helps, like with getting less assassins into the world, or not. Just bones. That was quick rat dispatch. No rat meat even. Disappointed. This one think there should be at least rat meat in every rat. Otherwise no good. Rat no good. This gate is sealed, so we're certainly not going in that direction at this time. Alright, that looks like might be reaching open air soon. Edit race, edit bird sign, edit class. We are making those choices for this game, so finished. Repairing the orrery. I've discovered a note from Potiel at the Arcane University. If I can recover the dwarven artifacts that have gone missing, there may be a reward. I should travel to Camp Ailes and see if I can track down these bandits. Alright. Quite a few quests. The red arrow on your compass shows direction of Veynon Priory. You can walk there by following your compass or use your world map to travel there directly, or you can set off in any direction and begin exploring the world on your own. Good luck. Yeah, and we have the Amulet of Kings worth 1,000, but do not think they will allow to sell it. There's the compass even. Like, is that then the red arrow? Apparently. Good place to save the game also, as we just made it out of the sewers. So alright, the crab was not the worst thing ever. The famous mud crab. Alright, crab meat seems like a better idea than the rat meat. Restore endurance, so it's not... The rat meat seemed kind of questionable nutritionally. Let's see if we can't find any road or such. So how's everyone's Friday? Apparently we found at least the city walls, so... Alright, here's a bridge. There we go. So we have very fancy looking gates, and then we have the bridge, and the... Apparently that red arrow would point towards the priory, so let's go there first so that we at least get rid of the very expensive amulet, because it seems like not the smartest idea. The Emperor give it for giving to the other person, and then we just go around adventuring and fall over, and then also succeed at getting rid of the amulet. Would say slightly suspect something like that. So
You have my ear, citizen.
you have my ear, citizen. All right, Mister. At least we can cross the river here. Wooden door to Imperial City. Doesn't look very wooden. They have clearly invested in wanted. The Grey Fox. Alright, the Grey Fox has clearly had a fox-like career. Wanted for theft, embezzlement, forgery, pickpocketing, counterfeiting, burglary, conspiracy to commit theft, grand larceny, tax evasion, slander, fraud, perfidy, and impertinence. Wears a grey cloak that conceals his appearance, presumed male and Colovian, height between 5 and 6 feet normal, weight, hair and eye color unknown. Any citizen with information should contact the Imperial Watch. Yeah? Mr. Grey Fox. Indeed. Very fox-like career, approximately every like stealth type crime.
Well met.
Very, 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 very long hallway. The Copious Coin Purse. Indeed. First edition, so we have like also a bookseller. What does the Copious Coin Purse sell? Is it like... Apparently all the shops are closed. So let's continue. So how to actually get... I've heard a rumor that a strange doorway has appeared on a small island in the Neben Bay. I should investigate it. Yeah, somehow also remember this was some expansion quest. Alright. Imperial City very big. Would like to get through it so that we can go again towards the monastery.
All citizens are welcome in the Imperial Palace.
All citizens are welcome in the Imperial Palace, yeah, but not currently that interested in the palace. Can we get out from here, or like, where does this, for example, go? Temple District, sure. And if we continue from here again,
What is it, citizen?
would be good to have like a map view, but at least do not know how to actually open a map. Right, it was pressing the compass, so Tenus Duronio's house, Algot's house. Alright, so houses. City Isle. Where do the rest of the big doors go? Imperial City Arboretum. To say the Imperial City is quite huge. Ruslan's house. Hard lock. Mr. Ruslan has clearly invested in security technology of the age. With a lock. Alright, and here we have another big door. Green Emperor Way again. Have we done the full circle? Yes. City Isle. Let's go that way, because at least goes somewhere else. Maybe put also the weapon away and try to talk with them. Open-handed, because I'm so generous. Alright, mister. Well, don't expect a handout from me. You certainly don't need it. Alright.
Life isn't easy on the waterfront.
So we are not poor or needy. So that's for you to decide.
Recently. She jumped clear over a table at the inn.
Very well,
Farewell.
mister. So this goes to the City Isle, or yes. Right, let's see. interestingly is considered practically separate map piece. Alright. Let's then keep moving. So if we go through this, it's like trying to get out of the Imperial City only with local map. Alright. Waterfront lighthouse, so do you think we should be technically able, like, just hop onto the beach? Some off-roading. There we go. Alright, and it's practically in the opposite direction as far as the athletic skill increased. It's good to have some athletic exercise in the hills outside the city. Alright, there's a road more or less here, so goes under the bridge. And then we have the red arrow on the map, so let's save a bit of stamina and keep going. There we are. Kinda can run. And now getting more in the direction that actually goes gradually towards. Right, we have like some bouncy critters there, so let's save here. We have been walking for quite a while, so let's see what the map tells us. It tells us that we are by the door to the market district again, but prison district. Sure, we would like to also at some point start going in the direction. We are facing pretty much the right direction now for the monastery, so let's keep going. Let's see if we can. Hello there, Nordi. Let's greet you properly also. So change the. There we go. Greetings and thank you for joining also. Posture check. So here we go and move back to the game. Do you think we are going to go for two hours? So still about 20 minutes remaining before we finish for tonight. So good start with the game and keep moving. Alright, there's apparently a wolf, which is unfortunate. Like, if there's another, so would be good idea to heal. We apparently beat both wolves pretty much exactly. Of course, do think it probably brings bad luck to wolf belt. Alright. That actually sells for money, so and let's also consume potion of healing. There we go. And then keep going. We should be going in the right direction. And of course save, as we had some fighting. And more wolves, unfortunately. It's a shame, like. Would be nice if the wolves were more friendly, but clearly not a friendly wolf. Friendly wolf day. Right, there's a long bridge. Let's see if we need to take that direction wise to actually reach the. We should be going in this direction, so yes. Let's try the fancy bridge. Alright, there's also a place with horses. Let's put weapon away to appear less intimidating.
I am Brelis Gawi, and
No, we do not sell horses, but we do eat well.
The stables are owned
Stables are owned by an orc, and you know, orcs and horses. Alright. We can ask about the grey fox.
Oh, he's that wanted criminal. Isn't he a master thief? I hear he's dangerous.
I've heard that beggars spy for him. Immediate rumors. Here name is Lex, yeah, Imperial was captain. Always chasing after the grey fox. There you go. Imperial city, sure, some folks there think horses are for riding. Then again, some of us are orcs. Yeah, eating stew to riding horses. Preferred, sure.
I understand the Fighters Guild is hiring new members. Not bad
Our
work for
Fighters
some
Guild
folks.
is hiring new members, sure.
Farewell.
But no horses for riding. They have saddles and all, but the orc likes to eat them. Logical. Alright, and then we get to use the fancy bridge. Stop to heal oneself and then like keep moving across the bridge. You found way. Alright. You found Warnet Inn. Looks like it. Can we then like sleep here currently? Might prove useful.
Greetings to you.
We can't steal their broom.
The news from Anvil is terrible. Have you heard about the attack of the chapel there?
Good day. So, what brings you here? Welcome to the Walnut Inn. Could I interest you in a room? Or
Let's ask about
Blasted
Grey
thief.
Fox. Blasted
I hope
thief!
they string him
I
up
hope
when
they
they
string
catch
him up
He's
when
a
they catch
slippery
him.
one, though. The beggars are his eyes and
Everyone
ears.
is of the same opinion that the beggars are spying for the Grey Fox. Alright. Wine.
Yes,
Sure, we
actually, I'm quite
shall
fond
first
of
have
collecting
wine.
all manners of wines
I'm
from
quite
all
fond
over
of collecting
Tamriel.
all manners of wines from all
But
over
one vintage
Tamriel.
continues
But
to
one
elude
vintage
me.
continues to elude me.
Shadow Banish
Shadow
wine.
Banish wine. That
How
sounds
I'd love to add it to
fancy.
my collection. Say, that gives me
You
an
look
idea.
like the adventuring type. If
look
you can
like the
retrieve 6
adventuring
bottles of
If you can
Shadow
retrieve
Banish
6
wine, I'll gladly
bottles of
pay you
Shadow
well.
Banish wine,
Alright, and
I'll
apparently
gladly pay you well.
the assumption
All
is
I
that
know
we
about
wouldn't
them
be
is that they're
interested in
found the many
ourselves
fort
consuming
ruins
the
scattered
thing.
all over Cyrodiil.
Many fort ruins. Sounds old.
Well, apparently the wine is so rare
Was
because
only
it
made in
only
one
made
tiny
in one
batch.
tiny batch. It's the
Alchemist
product
who
of an
was
alchemist
also a vintner. That sounds fair enough
Besides tasting
combination,
incredible,
considering
the
both
magic
use
within the wine
somewhat similar
allows
methods
the
and
imbiber
glassware.
to be gifted with Night Eye. The vintner made it special for the Legion soldiers posted at the forts when they were active.
Alright, so that would explain why it's available.
It's perfect for keeping lookouts warm on cold nights and helping them see better in the dark. Clever, eh?
Alright, fair enough. And then we actually can't drink wine. We can just like talk about it. Does that button do like rotation?
I offer the finest.
Alright, we can actually buy cheap wine. And then we have like very expensive wine. Tamika Vintage 415, and then we have Westveld wine, so they actually do have fancy wine. We have only 26 gold, so it's like... Let's have the average wine.
I appreciate your business. There's a fresh bed available to anyone who's got
Got
the 10
the
gold.
10 gold,
Would you
sure
like
we
it?
do.
So be it. Head upstairs and look for the last door on your right. That's your room for tonight. Sleep well.
What kind of rumors we do have?
Here,
New
take my
Black
copy of the
Horse
new
Courier.
Black Horse Courier.
Alright.
Go ahead, keep it.
So the assassination has made news clearly.
Let's do business.
Can we also sell some of the less useful items? Like, especially, no, they won't buy weapons. Somehow not totally surprised. Like, how about you buy some rusty weapons?
Farewell.
Keep looking for that wine, yeah. Let's take a seat and then drink wine. There we go. A little break with wine and yeah, this way we can actually show ourselves also from third person view.
You have my ear, citizen. We're always on duty.
We are always on duty. What do
Who's
they
that thief that the Imperial
All
guards
right.
are always going on about?
likes to
He likes to
steal from rich folk? That doesn't sound like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Isn't he a soldier or a guardsman in the Imperial City?
Guardsman in the Imperial City, yes. And what
Anvil
rumors
is
do
already
you
in
have?
uproar. First the chapel attack,
Yeah,
now
the Anvil
prophet
has the
ranting about
prophet.
the end of the world. Move along.
Hey, you. Yeah.
Alright, we do have
You
also
need
questionable
something
merchant.
special? Check out my wares. You won't find this.
special
The
items.
Grey Fox sounds
Grey
like a
Fox
danger.
sounds like a dangerous thief.
Have a look
What
at my
do you
wares.
sell then?
I'm sure there's something to suit you.
Alright. The prices here are exorbitant. They also have 2000 gold and
Walk
they
always in the shadow of cities.
last door to the right. It's 5:45 a.m. so if we rest like 6 hours we are around it. Alright.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. I got what you need. Welcome back, traveler. Any luck on those bottles?
No, would like to.
Can I interest you in some of my wares?
Alright, we are not very high on gold, so let's buy beer for breakfast.
Thank you for your patronage.
There we go.
Keep
We
looking
should
for that
be
wine.
also able to
Farewell.
sell the other items, but of course it's good to have some breakfast, so there we go. Breakfast
Somebody
had.
Come quickly! We've got a burglar!
Somebody help! Come quickly! We've got a burglar!
So this wasn't apparently the way out.
Welcome back, traveler.
And this went to the bedrooms.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. I got what you need. Welcome back, traveler.
Probably the inn also has a map, because we currently have problem finding way out of the inn. Ah yeah, it's next to the stairs, no wonder. Looks much more morning, so let's save game here, and having had beer for breakfast we are good to probably go. So what other... Hello there, Mr.
You know, stranger, there comes a time in every man's life when he has to admit that he's lost the fight.
I thought that I lost. Alright.
Who did I lose to?
Who did I
Who is
lose
my
to?
great enemy?
Bunch
Don't
of
lie.
damn fish.
It's a bunch of damn fish.
How can I help?
Go on and wait. Help?
I'm a fisherman,
well
or
then.
at least I
I'm a
was, until
fisherman.
one of those
Or at least I
slaughterfish
was.
damn near took my
One of
leg
those
off.
slaughterfish damn near took my
Yep,
leg off.
that sounds
I was
like
collecting
that
their
would do
scales,
it.
see? I had a contract with this young alchemist. You wouldn't believe
Alright,
what he was
good
paying
deal,
for those
except
scales.
your leg was almost bitten off.
Then last month, one of the bastards got a hold of my leg. Took me right out of the business. But this alchemist, he needs the scales right away. The alchemist was paying so much for the scales that I'm close to having enough saved so that I can retire. But now I can't get out there to the lake. Not with this leg. I only needed 12 more scales. Can you believe it? I was so close.
12 more.
I
Alright.
picked up a few things in my travel. If you head out there and bring me back the 12 scales that I need, I can make it worth your time. Help an old fisherman out, won't you?
Doesn't look too bad at all leg-wise. So there was the inn, but does this place really have much other buildings? So where do we find the fish then? Directly north of Way. Alright. Alright, we found plant. Is there then fish? You can see the Imperial City from here even. So it's like jump into the lake and find fish. Hard to say. The water effect is quite strong and you run out of breath very easy. So probably not by diving. Not going to go fishing quite yet, probably. Alright, there's someone.
Hurry up before I change my mind. What?
What's your thing? What?
Anyone
You're
looking
willing
for
to
work
only
should
tell
consider the
rumors.
Fighters
Consider
Guild.
the
I
Fighters
hear they're
Guild.
always
Hello, they're
looking for recruits.
advertising. Alright.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Fair enough. Anvil. Quatch. Skincrad and Imperial City. Alright. This looks quite classical looks wise. Would also note. Some off-roading like the monastery should be this way, but by now wonder how far it actually is. Let's swim across the river. The swimming looks kind of flat. Do rather like the classic 3D looks with this game. There's like also a small path here. Alright, that looks like we probably shouldn't be here. Like, how about a dragon? Yep. Your athletic skill increased. No wonder with that kind of running. Yeah, this game is both better looking than really remembered and do like the old school 3D looks quite a bit, so that's very nice. Alright, let's see, can we reach the monastery by off-roading, like keep walking towards the red arrow. Some nice off-roading. Of course, keep jumping to increase athletics. Jumping uphill is quite a bit harder. Alright, we came up on a road, so now we have pretty much possibility to continue on the road at least for a while. We found the Veynon Priory. I must take the amulet to the amulet of kings to Joffre. There we go.
Yes? Can I help you?
I must
He's
speak
upstairs.
Joffre.
Go
He's
ahead.
upstairs. Go ahead. It was quick. Brother Piner.
Welcome, good citizen.
Welcome, good citizen.
Brother
I'm Brother
Piner,
Piner, and
this is
this is
Veynon
Veynon Priory.
Am-
Can I help you? Anvil Chapel attack Joffre.
Oh, yes. He'll be in the priory house.
He'll be in the
somewhere.
Priory house somewhere. Alright.
He's seen.
At least not here. Alright, greetings.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want?
I brought you the Amulet of Kings. Let's start a bit more carefully. So the Emperor sent me to find you.
Emperor Uriel? Do you know something about his death? You'd better explain yourself. Now. You brought me the Amulet of Kings? This
Alright,
cannot be.
this cannot be.
Let me see it. By the Nine. This is the Amulet of
Surprise.
Kings.
Told you
Who
so.
are you? How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death? As unlikely as your story sounds, I believe you. Only the strange destiny of Uriel Septim could have brought you to me carrying the Amulet of Kings. His meaning is unclear to me as well. The Emperor seemed to perceive some threat from the demonic world of Oblivion. The Prince of Destruction, Mehrunes Dagon, is one of the Lords of Oblivion.
Indeed.
But the mortal world is protected from the Daedra of Oblivion by magical barriers.
Or is it?
I'm not sure. Only the Emperors truly understand the meaning behind the rituals of coronation. The Amulet of Kings is ancient. Saint Alicia herself received it from the gods. It is a holy relic of great power. When an emperor is crowned, he uses the amulet to light the dragon fires at the Temple of the One in the Imperial City. With the emperor dead and no new heir crowned, the dragon fires in the temple will be dark for the first time in centuries. It may be that the dragon fires protected us from a threat that only the emperor was aware of. I am one of the few who know of his existence. Many years ago, I served as captain of Uriel's bodyguard.
Alright,
the Blade.
then you started a monastic
Uriel
career.
called me into his private chambers. A baby boy lay sleeping in a basket. Uriel told me to deliver him somewhere safe. He never told me anything else about the baby, but I knew it was his son. From time to time, he would ask about the child's progress. Now it seems that this illegitimate son is the heir to the Septim throne, if he yet lives. His name is Martin. He serves Akatosh in the chapel in the city of Kvatch, south of here.
Alright.
You must go to Kvatch and find him at once. If the enemy is aware of his existence, as seems likely, he is in terrible danger. And please, let me know if there's anything you need. My resources here are limited, but I will help in any way I can.
We can ask at least about many things. Now we are up to 2 hours and we have even delivered the amulet of kings to our good
Waste no time.
monastic
Find
man.
Martin before the enemy
So
does.
let's save here. And switch back to main screen oneself. So let's next see who is doing what at this late time and raid them, as we still have some viewers / fluffs to raid with. So let's raid someone and then finish for tonight. Hopefully all enjoyed. We are going to tomorrow play a different game again, and should be also nice. So good start, and indeed, as noted, it's old school Oblivion, not the new one, and the game looks better than actually thought it would. This is of course like all maximum graphics, and yes, it's great use of RTX 5080. Like, yes, let's get like third fastest CPU in the world and run game pushing what 15 years. Yes, that's one choice. Let's see who's doing what. Alright. Mr. Drolf is playing Doom. Do you think it's not the original Doom, but rather like, let's see, do you think it's what? Doom the Dark Ages, yeah. It seems like it's the new thing. They have just also started, and it's been a while since we have been up, like at the hour that they actually have been streaming. So let's rate them. It's been a good while we have been live late enough to actually rate them. So let's do that. So let's go there. See you all tomorrow, and thank you for joining. Be well.